Hello, ladies and gentlemen, back here, Gentleman Belt Team Ellie like. Welcome to another death battle reaction video. What the fuck am I doing? Anyway, yeah, it's been a while since I've actually done one of these, like, quite a while. Hold on, let me... Okay, just double checking, you know, making sure everything's in order. And it's been a while since I've actually done one of these particular reaction videos for Death Battle, and in general it's been a while since I've actually done something like this with the new setup. Although it's not the first reaction video I've done some practice ones, and not sure if I'm gonna release those, but I think this will be the first one I'll publicly release. Maybe I might do an edited video of me reacting, a compilation of what I was using beforehand. But let's get on to this video, because I'm actually kind of excited for this one. Well, at least on a personal note. Okay, so this Death Battle is the recent one that's come out, at least by the time, you know, depending on what you're looking at. For me, this came out on Monday, because I don't have first membership, so I'm catching this when it's premiered on YouTube. But this Death Battle is Omni-Man versus Homelander. Invincible versus the boys. But I'm just saying that because, you know, it tells us what series they are in. Remember, folks, Invincible Season 1's on Amazon Prime as long as animated series, as well as The Boys season. Oh boy. Okay. I haven't really, you know, seen much of The Boys. I've seen a little bit of, you know, segments of each of the Season 1 stuff and Season 2, you know, bits here and there. But Invincible I actually did catch the entire first season of. And hopefully I'm hoping, you know, Season 2 and 3, you know, they said that it was announced. Hopefully that doesn't get canceled. You know, I'm hoping, because from what I remember, you know, watched, it was pretty good, and I'm hoping it does pretty well for itself in the future. But as for this fight, look, everyone knows Homelander's gonna die in this one. Nobody is arguing that, you know, Homelander's going to win this fight against Omni-Man. But I'm watching this purely because, well, in all honesty, the fight could be interesting, or whatever it is Wiz and Boomstick might say might be, you know, fun to watch here and there. So mostly this is just going to be one of those situations where I'm like, well, I'm watching this mostly for the battle because the preview looked good. It's animated, and the characters what the hell was that voice? Are acting like, you know, you expect the characters to. And seeing Homelander get his kicked in by Omni-Man is pretty cool, because spoiler alert, if people haven't read the, you know, Invincible comic book series, by the way, I did actually read it. I skimmed a few smaller sections and, what do you call it? Well, not sequels, just spin-offs and stuff of it. But I did read the comic series, you know, during the time as well when I was watching the series. And, you know, I enjoyed both, so keep that in mind. I know a little bit more about, you know, Omni-Man through that. But from what I can tell from, you know, Homelander, in terms of what everyone else has said, especially from the comic books, yeah, he doesn't have a chance in hell. But still, it's going to be cool to see him get his shit kicked in, like I said, because, well, I mean, come on, the guy kind of deserves it, so this should be a good episode regardless, or at least should be a pretty good watch, all things considered. At least I believe so. I don't know. Maybe it might be kind of like some parts of it might be middling, but hey, you know, I'll never know until I watch it. So I'll be reacting to that overall. So yeah, I'm just gonna get started on that. So yeah, by the way, just check out the original video in the links below. And by the way, sorry about the whole, you know, filter thing. That's, you know, the wireframe filter thing you'll see right here, because, well, Rooster Teeth likes to really copyright anybody watching, you know, Death Battle. So I'm gonna have to, you know, change some stuff up. So that's why you'll see this filter over it, at least to make it as not recognizable as I can get it to be. So, yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna get started on this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to it. And yeah, definitely support Death Battle and their endeavors, because, ooh, sorry, I almost burped. You know, they make some good content. They make good content. And, you know, this whole thing seems kind of interesting and could be fun to watch, so... yeah, definitely support them, and, you know, check out their original video in the links down below. And, yeah, let's get started. Hold on.
Omni-Man, the Invincible champion from planet Viltrum.
Homelander, the world's greatest superhero, brought to you by Vought International.
Few heroes have stood the test of time with more aplomb than the very first, Superman. But what if absolute power did, in fact, corrupt absolutely?
Answer, we're all
Yep.
screwed. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
You know what, to
And
be
it's our
fair,
job to
Superman
analyze
was
their weapons,
born,
armor,
or,
and
you know,
skills to find
raised
out
with
who
good
would win
morals.
a death battle.
Omni-Man was raised in a planet full of people who just killed,
Look, up in the sky.
you know,
it's a bird.
for the strongest
it's
and
a
fittest.
plane. No, it's Omni-Man.
And,
Had you go in there for a second, huh?
you know,
Not really. His name is in the title of the video.
Well, you might be forgiven for mistaking Nolan
and Homelander
Grayson
was
for
raised
his
in a lab.
classic comic inspiration.
So-
He's even got that sexy mustache that he's not afraid to hide with terrible CGI. Born on the planet Viltrum, Nolan was sent to Earth to act as its superpowered
Well,
alien defender. And
well, he
spread the
made up that
enlightenment
name,
of
but his name is
utopian
Nolan.
homeworld.
And as his superhero alter ego,
Oh, for Pete's
Omni-Man,
sakes, really?
there was no one better suited to the task. He saved the world countless times, worked alongside the Guardians of the Globe, and even married and had a son, Mark.
Life
Yeah,
couldn't be
by the way, if
better
it wasn't
until
clear
Mark
before, I'm rooting for
inherited his
Omni-Man
dad's
because,
Viltrumite powers.
spoiler
That's
again
when
for the
Mark
comics,
found
he
out that
actually
his
turned
dad
out to
was
be a
stinking rat
good
bastard
guy
liar.
at the very end of it all.
Viltrum wasn't exactly
Well,
the peaceful
he
utopia
he
Nolan
went
promised.
bad, and then he
Peaceful in
turned
the
good,
sense
and then
that
he
they
started
called
helping
half
his
their
son.
population,
Well, he started helping
murdering
against the
billions with their
Viltrumites,
bare
so...
hands until only the strongest
Sorry
were left,
to spoil
united
that.
by a common purpose.
Hopefully nobody
This
complains that they
Viltrumite
spoiling this, because it's
empire
like,
then went
dude,
on to
this
conquer
comic
planet
series has been
after
out for
planet in
years.
their
You should have
home
been reading
galaxy,
it.
murdering any who dared oppose them.
Yeah.
So just scratch that whole peaceful part entirely.
It turns out Omni-Man was here to do that same thing to Earth. Sorry, Mark. Your dad's a dick.
Even worse,
Ooh.
he's easily the most powerful being on the entire planet.
Imagine
not
combining
really
the raw
all that,
power
like...
of a Kryptonian and the bloodlust of a Saiyan. And what
not
you
really
get
like
is
all that,
basically
like,
a Viltrumite.
stomach
Due to their
easy
unique
against
DNA,
score, but
Viltrumites are
I was able
composed
to at
of smart atoms
least
that they
be
can
able
manipulate
to, you know,
achieve
I'm able to
feats,
handle
like
it,
holding their breath for weeks on end
but
by
still
drawing
gives
more
me chills
energy
and,
from the
like,
oxygen
ugh.
inside them.
Kind of reminds me of that whole bioelectric aura thing Superman has. That's basically how comic writers bullshit a sciencey explanation for his powers.
Except
mean, they're not
smart
wrong.
atoms make even less sense. How can atomic structure be designated by your DNA? DNA is made of atoms. It's completely nonsensical biological hogwash that I cannot stand.
Uh-oh, comics fans. I'm calling this debunked. Viltrumites can fly, withstand near absolute
what?
zero temperatures, and
Anyway.
even possess insane healing factors. You know, stuff
Well-
like getting punched through the stomach, having
Yeah.
your guts ripped out, or having your face smashed up in a tomato soup.
Well,
I
you
don't
just
even
gotta survive the
exaggerate,
fight.
but Viltrumites in this series
And you basically
get
get a-
fucked up and somehow survive.
However, too much trauma to the brain or heart can overtax their healing factors.
pretty much.
And intense heat can be especially damaging.
Even the most powerful Viltrumites can be killed by extended baths in the spicy hot plasma of a star.
And
Yep.
because of their abilities, their inner ear vestibular system is far more sensitive than a regular human.
Yeah.
Intense sonic
That's
pressure will
though-
disrupt their fragile equilibrium and even prevent them from flying.
Although
Oh,
it's
pushing themselves
specific
to their physical
frequencies.
limits only ends up making them way stronger. And
Yeah,
considering
they have a
Nolan's been
Zenkai
alive
boost.
and
You know what
planet
Saiyans
conquering
get
for
if
thousands
they
of years,
survive
he's
a
easily
battle
one of
that's
the
really,
toughest
really
Viltrumites
dangerous
around. Like
or
other
deadly.
aliens
They become
attacking him
just
will literally
stronger
splatter their bodies
more than
against him. But
than the
Mark
last
didn't
time they
inherit
fought.
everything from his dad. Despite his alien genes, Mark was raised as a human with our weak, pathetic human values like love
Yeah.
and compassion,
Aw.
and not brutally murdering the shit out of everyone you see like a maniac. Really made it difficult for Nolan to relate to his
Whoa.
kid.
Such as when these aliens invaded Earth. Mark tried his best to minimize casualties and outsmart his numerically superior foes.
Nolan, meanwhile, tackled their leader through the portal back to their homeworld, then spent some time systematically annihilating their planet for even daring to take Earth from him. Classic generational divide.
Annihilate is underselling it.
Yeah.
Nolan flew so fast that his body lit their planet's atmosphere on fire, creating massive country-sized explosions, with his own body as the projectile.
Omni-Man has flown across galaxies in only a week,
Yep.
survived punching a hole through a planet, and
With,
even
two other
deflected a meteor
Viltrumites,
the
by the way.
size of Texas.
Assuming that means the diameter of the meteor is equivalent to the distance from the top of the Panhandle to the Gulf of Mexico, that would make it 1,300 kilometers wide.
Yeah, you see all this
And
stuff?
way over
Omni-Man
4.6
like has way
quintillion
beyond
tons,
that.
moving at re-entry speeds of over 11,000 meters per second.
From what I can
with
tell,
enough
at
energy to
best,
destroy the moon
like
twice
Homelander
over.
can
So
reach
Omni-Man
city
is strong
level
enough
or
to
high
slaughter
city
those who
levels,
considered him an
maybe
ally,
country
the
if you want to
guardians
be
of the globe. All to
very,
ensure as
like, generous,
seamless a
but this
transition
is
to
like
the coming
planetary
Viltrumite
stuff.
rule as possible.
So it's
Too
like,
bad for Nolan, it wouldn't be that easy, because he'd have to go through his son first.
Mark was horrified by his father's treachery, spurred on by the reveal that Nolan only viewed his mother as a pet, a disposable brute.
Yeah, he was lying about that.
Invincible fought Omni-Man
or at
to
least he
save the
thought he
planet.
was telling
And
the
that's
truth.
when Mark's real Viltrumite training began. Get it? Training? Like
for
the
Pete's
train?
sake, Boomstick.
We get it.
Oh,
It was a
Jesus,
good
not
pun.
this scene.
Jesus.
But if anything, it was Omni-Man that learned a lesson about humanity that
Yeah.
day.
He may have tried to turn Mark into a Viltrumite, but in reality, as Nolan fled Earth
People
with
pointed
tears
out
in
like
his
the
eyes,
split
Mark
chin.
made
I'm
his
like, oh
father
god.
human.
Oh, I guess they didn't talk
This
any
episode
further
is
about
sponsored by
his story.
BetterHelp.
Life
Even
can
though
be
they're already talking
overwhelming,
about
and
spoilers.
many people
So
are
basically,
burned out
yeah,
without even knowing it.
Symptoms can
Omni-Man
include lack
just,
of motivation,
you know,
feeling
actually
helpless,
became a
trapped,
good
detachment,
person
fatigue,
at the very
and
end of
more.
the series.
Working on a show like
Heck,
Death
he
Battle
became
every week
the
definitely wipes me and Wiz out once in a while. Remember that one time you
He
had to
became the
research Moderat's
emperor
5D
of his own
chess plan and you
species,
keeled
or
over
what
during
was
the
left
show?
of it.
All too well.
And well,
Thanks
you
for
know,
reminding me.
he essentially
No problem,
ruled
Miss
it
Buddy.
decently
We associate
enough.
burnout
He
with
at least
work, but that's
didn't,
not
like,
the
you
only
know,
cause.
have them
Any of our
conquer
roles in
planets
life can lead
anymore.
us to feel
You know,
burnt
they
out,
actually
and BetterHelp
do
Online Therapy wants
at
to
least stay on the
remind you to
sidelines and still
prioritize
be
yourself.
around.
Talking
Or
with
at
someone
least,
can help
you know,
figure out what's
doing
causing
what they
stress
can
in your
without
life.
being
BetterHelp is customized
completely
online
going back to their
therapy
old
that offers
ways.
Video, phone, and even
So,
live
yeah,
chat
that's what
sessions
they
with your
did. And then,
therapist,
he
so you
passed
don't
it down to
have see
Mark.
anyone on camera if you don't want
Look,
to.
I know
More
all that's
affordable than
spoilers, but
in-person
again,
therapy,
this is
and it
a
can be matched
spoiler-heavy
with a therapist in
episode,
under
so
48 hours.
Death Battle viewers
hopefully I
get
remember to
10%
add
off
that
their
as
first
text
month
at the bottom of the screen. Like, oh yeah,
BetterHelp.com/deathbattle.
That's
hopefully
better,
my future self remembers to do that.
/deathbattle.
Yeah. Anyway,
Welcome to Vought International, a multi-billion-dollar American conglomerate whose #1 products are the greatest superheroes on the face of the earth.
That's right. Superheroes are real and they're big business.
Imagine a company that possesses a monopoly on popular culture, pumping out movies, TV shows, action figures, and video games constantly, drowning the masses in a slurry of focus-tested nostalgia opium with no end in sight.
has
Yeah.
there been
Imagine.
actually like
Within
walk-in
Vought's
people
pantheon of gods among men
for the
is their
Marvel
premier
heroes
super
in
team,
Disneyland
the
yet?
Seven, and its
Honestly,
leader,
I'm asking, has there been like
He's got the
cartoonishly
looks, the
costume
charm,
people or
the
people
Jesus,
dressed
and
up
most
as the
importantly,
superheroes
he's got the power to
in
slaughter
Disney
all
yet?
of America's
And any
enemies
of the
at
Disney
home
places?
and abroad. This guy probably
If
eats
anyone,
freedom and
if anyone
shits
knows,
eagles.
please tell me.
But Homelander's squeaky clean corporate sheen is only
The actor who
skin
plays
deep.
Homelander, by
Far
the way,
from the big blue Boy
forgot
Scout
his
he's
name. I
marketed
think it's
as,
something
Homelander is
Star.
probably the
Maybe
closest
Ryan?
thing to
No, not
Lucifer
Ryan.
on Earth.
Remember Bad
Well, I'll
Future Biff
maybe
from
put,
Back
you know,
to the Future? Now
enjoys
give him
attention, fame,
superpowers
milk,
and media training.
Anyway, I'll
Vought's
put text
official
about
story
who
is that
he
Homelander
is
was
in,
an
you know,
alien who landed here
in
as a baby.
post,
A
edit.
tale we're all familiar
But
with.
yeah,
And one that's total bullshit. Homie was made in a lab with Vought's
yeah,
proprietary super soldier
Homelander
serum,
himself,
Compound V.
And he was
you know,
a
the actor who
complete
plays him in
success.
the
Too
live
much of a
action
success.
show
He was murdering
does a
groups
pretty
of
good job of
terrified
making an
scientists before his
unhinged
umbilical
person.
cord was even
Like
cut.
Jesus.
In the comics, Vought had to keep a remote-controlled hydrogen bomb
Seriously,
strapped to
he
him
is
at all
very,
times because they had no
very
idea what else
ruthless.
could possibly
But
kill him.
like he
As he grew
portrays
up, he was
such
subjected
a
to
very
psychological
good
conditioning
character
to
of
make
like,
him the greatest
you know,
and
someone
most profitable hero
unhinged
of
and
all time.
attention-seeking
It
and
wasn't long
very
before
much
he
threatening.
debuted
With
as
just
Homelander,
little
the
facial movement
ultimate
things like
defender
that.
of
I
the
like the guy who
American
plays him.
dream.
It makes
Homelander
him
possesses
really
massively
hateable.
superhuman strength, speed,
And
and
yeah, that makes
durability.
sense.
He can fly at hypersonic speeds,
Oy.
see through walls with X-ray vision, and detect a person's emotional state from just the
So
sound
again,
of their
it's
heart.
not like, you know,
But you
I
know you're
understand the
done
connections
for
that they
when
were
he
going
breaks
for
out
here.
his
It makes
heat
some
vision,
sense,
which
but
is strong enough to slice
Ugh.
through crowds of people or split
well,
airplanes in
that
half.
particular
Or
crowd scene
screams
actually
so
didn't
loud that
happen.
it shatters the eardrums of
Oh, yeah,
anyone
wait.
around him.
Yeah,
Those
this
are
thing is the
innocent
only everything that some people
bystanders
said, like,
whose
this
ears
could
are exploding,
actually
by the
help
way.
Homelander
Yeah, he
because,
totally
you know, the
botched this
equilibrium
mission to
thing.
stop a plane hijacking,
Well, it
so he
kind of
forced
depends
each
how
and
they
everyone on
look
board
at
to
it.
die in the
It's
resulting
like, it
crash,
could
so they
either
wouldn't
help
reveal his
Homelander,
incompetence.
but
Well,
it
Homelander's
can only,
powers may
you know,
be real,
stop
but his heroism is a charade. Though he plays his part well,
stop,
he cares nothing
Omni-Man
for
for
the
so
peons
long.
he's forced to protect.
The only
So-
thing he treasures is, ironically, his public image.
Yeah.
Turns out being raised as a lab experiment doesn't create a healthy person.
Yeah.
But don't worry, he eventually cleaned up his act and started a totally 100% healthy sexual relationship with a fellow superhero.
Well, in the
Who
comics,
just
he
happened
tried
to be
to
an actual
launch a
Nazi.
coup to take over the United
Speaking of
States.
sex, Wiz, you know how I'm always saying we should figure out how Superman and Lois get busy? Well, forget that, because Homelander proved that they can't when his ejaculation blew his partner to smithereens. Who drew that?
Look, there's no way to sugarcoat this. Considering a human's load has much less mass than a shotgun pellet, it would have to be moving significantly faster
Really?
to achieve the same kinetic energy.
They're
Over
actually
1,500
talking
meters per
about
second,
this?
or 4.5 times
I
faster
remember
than
hearing
sound.
about this and I'm like,
That's
okay,
right. Homelander can bust a nut faster than the speed of sound.
I hope to God they
Well,
don't
good night, everybody.
actually talk about
Ooh,
this.
kind of sucks for humanity
fuck.
that they made this
God
dude the
damn
most
it.
powerful being on the planet
Okay.
and a psycho murderer.
That's no exaggeration. Stillwell even commented that Homelander
Okay.
has proven immune to every weapon known to mankind, no matter how powerful. Humanity literally lacks the ability to kill him.
That'd include nuclear weapons as powerful as the Tsar bomb,
Okay, yeah,
which
the
exploded
president.
with the
Yeah,
energy of
he's
50
killed the president of the United
megatons of
States.
TNT.
And he
Actually,
started a
it could
coup
have
to take it
exploded
over,
with
but then
twice
it
that.
turns
But
out
the Soviets who
he
created it were
well,
afraid it would irreversibly
he did sort of
alter
do
Earth's
it, but then Black
biosphere and
Noir
end
showed
the
up,
world.
and it turns
That's
out he's a
right, we
clone
all
of
almost died.
Homelander and killed
that's
him.
the kind of shit Homelander can shrug
Although
off, no
Homelander's,
problem.
you know,
He's
Black
strong
Noir's
enough
supposed to be a
throw
stronger
jet with
version of
one
that.
hand and fast enough to outspeed a C4 explosion.
Despite being an
Yeah.
emotionally stunted man-child, Homelander is still
You see, these types of
surprisingly
speed
cunning and able
feats
to
and, you know,
manipulate
strength
those around
feats
him.
are...
Though it probably wasn't too smart to piss off the world's angriest
Yeah.
limey, Billy Butcher.
Limey.
Yeah, turns out forcibly fathering a bastard son
Decent.
with someone else's wife is not a good idea.
Of
Yeah.
note, as unjustifiable as
But anyway,
it is, to
yeah,
Homelander,
so yeah,
this gave
Homelander
him
really
something
doesn't
he
feel
never
like
had
as if he's
before.
going to,
Some small
you know, win
measure
this
of
fight.
control
Everyone
over
knows
his
that,
own
but
life.
Being
Ooh,
born
man,
von
this
Stark
really
pupil
feels,
meant he was under their thumb from the day he was born.
you know,
His
feels
superpowered
like it's
son
going
was
to be
the
worse.
first
Like,
thing that
oh
was
god,
truly
it is
his
gonna be a
and
slaughter.
might be his best
But it
option
might be
for a
entertaining,
new
honestly,
beginning.
considering. Oh,
Or not.
right, I remember that scene.
This episode is sponsored by Mint Mobile.
Anyway,
After
hold on,
years
let
of
me
fine
skip
print
this out.
contracts and getting ripped off by those big wireless providers, I know by now. Cut your wireless bill to
SAR set. We've run the data through
Okay,
all possibilities.
it's
Yeah, really, I can't say anymore. Omni-Man's gonna win, mostly. As far as I can tell, I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen, so... Yeah, Omni-Man all the way, and I'm supporting him because... unlike Homelander at the very end of his series, he doesn't really, you know, have a redemption at all, and he's just terrible. But Omni-Man actually does have a redemption of sorts. So I'm going to go with him because he's at least a little, mildly, okay, a lot better compared to Homelander. So there's that. But hey, at least this will be fun to watch Homelander bite it, right? Anyway, let's actually see the video.
time
Let's
for
see.
a death battle!
Okay. I remember it's animated. For some reason, it's set in Christmas. But hey, I understand maybe they just wanted a theme to go with.
Howdy, neighbor.
Ooh,
Coco?
boy.
It's warm.
Oh, wait, you see it, don't you?
You know, Nolan, Homelander is more than just a superhero. It might be cynical to say this, but he's a brand.
Yeah,
It's
there it
very
is.
important to me that that brand means something. And if I'm playing second fiddle to some goddamn alien, what's really the point, right? What do you think, Debbie?
Yep, you have fucked up.
Aw, she's shy. So do we?
I find it
have
weird that
an
they really
understanding?
didn't talk too much about
Get
the
the fuck
comic
out of my
backstories of these two, even though they're already spoiling a lot.
I'm going to feed you your own heart.
Hopefully you're a man of your word there, Omni-Man.
Shit. That was a great line.
He really should have just one-shotted him, but we need a fight.
Seriously? I'm not here for your country.
Well, already we're having collateral damage. Ah. The one thing Homelander does apparently have is, what do you call it? Oh, for Pete's sake, really? Is, you know, heat vision. He has long range, but that's not really much.
Never been hit by someone your own size before? You have to turn with the punch to reduce... Better.
Yep. Oh, Jesus.
What's the matter? Are you going to cry?
Doctor, I'm done with you! I'm gonna flashpoint that little shit son of yours! This worthless neighborhood! And every goddamn person you know!
Yeah, you'll never get the chance. Is he gonna make... Oh, here's the heart. Well...
Remember what I promised you.
Yep.
Now swallow. Merry Christmas.
Yep. Ooh. Well, that was short,
Wiz,
but...
if there's a god,
Yeah.
it sure seems like he was working out some aggression there.
Ooh.
Despite Homelander's dominance within the world of the boys,
Okay, so-
he's a big fish in a small pond, relatively speaking.
Yep.
Homelander can move faster than sound, while
Stronger.
Omni-Man can move faster than light. Homelander can survive a nuke, while Omni-Man can shatter the moon twice over.
To be fair, Homelander did have a couple of abilities Omni-Man didn't, like his heat vision.
And while Viltrumite healing factors have
Yeah.
failed against continuous exposure to the heat of stars, that still took quite a bit of time. And there's no reason to think Homelander's heat vision was
Yeah.
anywhere near that hot.
Hell, Nolan's tanked heat vision from the superhero Mean Supreme before, who can vaporize people in an instant.
Even if it was hot enough, Omni-Man's superior speed would cut him off before he could do any lasting damage.
Yeah.
Similarly, despite being able to disrupt his equilibrium with his supersonic screaming, Homelander wasn't strong enough to capitalize on it in any meaningful way.
Plus, while Homelander is pretty devious when the situation calls for it, Omni-Man has been fighting and conquering worlds for thousands of
Yeah.
years. He comes from a warrior culture based
We don't,
on
we're not
fighting.
sure how old
Homelander, on the
Omni-Man
other
is.
hand,
I think
comes
he's
from a test
maybe
tube
have
and never
stated
had
it
to
once,
push
but I don't
himself as a
remember.
fighter because he was always so much stronger
But
than
yeah.
everyone else.
And that's the key difference between them. One is a warrior, and the other is a bully. Homelander was never
And,
going to give up
one
easy,
is way
but
stronger
Omni-Man's
than
skill,
him.
Power and Viltrumite heritage earned him
Well, I
the
think
win.
that was an
When it
enjoyable
comes to
episode.
Superman knockoffs, Homelander had to eat his heart out.
The winner is Omni-Man.
Yeah, Omni-Man won, of course. I mean, that's not too much of a
Death
surprise.
Battle is back, and we've launched a brand new membership program for our YouTube channel. By
So-
directly supporting our team,
okay,
you'll
let me
get
see what the
unique
next
emotes,
one is-
badges,
next time
and
is.
additional
Let's see.
content, and a bunch more. Click that join button to see more info, and thanks so much for watching.
Wait, this, oh. Okay, Magneto, right? And, oh. Oh, no. Ooh. Ooh, boy. Okay, I'm mainly saying this because, while it's a fight, I'm not 100%, like, with. Like, I'm not 100%, like excited for this one. It's a fight that I've heard some people say, oh, please don't let Magneto versus Tetsu happen. Like, some people said, like, you know, Tetsu or Magneto have better opponents. So, not 100% certain about this one, but, oh well. Oh well. So, yeah, that was, okay, let's see. Hold on, let me, quickly, put that back, and this one there, and there we go. So, yeah, that was, Death Battles Omni-Man versus, Omni-Man versus Homelander. And, yeah, that was pretty gory. Although, not as gory as I would have expected, but, hey, there was a lot of collateral damage, at least, right? So, I don't know, I thought that was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed the analysis portions, at least the ones that I didn't talk over. I'm sorry about that, but, you know, I just wanted to talk about certain things. The interesting parts here and there that they mentioned, and certain things that were mentioned, but I'm actually surprised they didn't talk further, you know, of the backstories between Homelander and Omni-Man in the comics. They usually do. Well, mostly. They mostly do for certain characters. Because it's like, well, they wouldn't talk like the, you know, final stories of like Batman or, you know, Iron Man or some other characters here and there. Because it's like, well, they don't need to. But these ones have pretty clear-cut endings for their stuff. But yeah, like they treat the Omni-Man here more as a villain, and yes, I know he is a villain at first, but he becomes more of an anti-hero slash supporting sort of hero during like later on in the series of Invincible. So that, sorry if that's a surprise to some people, but it's gonna happen. So yeah. I thought that was a pretty decent episode, pretty good. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time in the next video. Hopefully I can actually catch some other Death Battle reactions and actually, you know, record myself watching them. So I'll see you all next time for the next video. Until then, sign on my bots. Take care.